The third movie, Halloween Ends, is expected to conclude the saga of Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. Thank God. Thank God. Everybody, thank freaking God. It's over. It's over. It's over. All right, here we go. I'm excited to read this, guys, okay? And let's go ahead and timestamp this. This will be the very first news coverage. Not saying my coverage. Somebody else might have covered this too, but I'm saying printed articles. This will be the very first of a Halloween movie outside of Ends, you know? So mark this date. This is big, okay? Jason Blum is open to making more Halloween movies after Ends. So when that day comes in 2026 or 7 or whatever, when a brand new Halloween movie comes out, we can trace it all the way back to this story. Kind of exciting, right? Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Jason Blum is open to making more Halloween movies after Ends. I can't see you guys as I'm reading this, so I will go back and get any super chats if they pop up, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's read. Michael Myers could be sticking around under the Blumhouse umbrella for many years to come, starting with the Halloween reboot that was released in theaters in 2018. The Blumhouse has been collaborating with Universal Pictures on a new planned trilogy of movies. The second installment, Halloween Kills, will finally be released this month, both in theaters and streaming service Peacock. The third movie, Halloween Ends, is expected to conclude the saga of Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. Thank God. Thank God. Everybody, thank freaking God. It's over. It's over. It's over. Okay, cool. As it stands now, there's no deal in place for Jason Blum and Blumhouse to move on past Halloween Ends with more movies set in the Halloween universe. That might change in the future, however, as Blum has made it clear in a new chat with comicbook.com that he'd be thrilled, that's a strong word, to keep making new Halloween movies after Halloween Ends comes and goes. We made an arrangement for 3 movies. This is a quote from Jason Blum. We made an arrangement for 3 movies. We had a 3-picture marriage with Michael Myers. I would love to extend it. If Malik Akkad would like us, I'd love to extend it. But we're very busy making sure the third movie is spectacular because that's our immediate job. And if it goes beyond that, I'd be thrilled. But there are currently no plans for us to be involved after this third movie. Okay, so there would have to be some kind of negotiations take place after the third movie, which I'm sure there will be if Ends is a big hit. That was my inner monologue coming outer. Okay, it seems more likely that not that Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode will see her story come to an end no later than Halloween Ends. Curtis herself has even suggested that this movie will be the end of her time in the series. One of the new movie's producers, Ryan Freeman, also told comicbook.com that any potential future installments will need to look past the Laurie Strode saga to explore some new territory in the Halloween franchise. I think there are other ways and other mediums in which to explore this franchise. I wouldn't necessarily say, there's always interest in exploring. Oh, here we go, guys. Listen up. This is what I was looking for. There's always interest in exploring Season of the Witch again. Is it, God, yeah, let me clap again. Hold on. Yes. Okay, let's move on. Is it something we'd race to do? I don't know. Our focus has been COVID delays, figuring out how to do Halloween Ends and shoot it. See protocols on that. All of these things coming out of that. That's been our focus, but I think it would be something where we explore other outside areas of the Halloween universe. I think after this many films, too, we have to look at other places just to get a little more creative, right? Yes, there you go. It's interesting that Freeman notes Halloween 3 Season of the Witch as a title some fans want to see revisited. We probably shouldn't bet on that one, as Jason Blum has outright said he has no interest in rebooting that movie. It seems more likely that Michael Myers would be back in one way or another in another sequel after Halloween Ends. Whether that means rebooting the story from scratch or following new protagonists. After all, let's not forget how much disdain Halloween 3 caused at its time of release by going in under another direction. Well, the reason for that, we all know the reason for that, is because they called it Halloween 3. It confused everybody. Hell, I didn't know that that was a non-Michael Myers movie until 45 minutes in. So it was the marketing of the movie that I think pissed people off, not the movie itself. Look at this, guys. Okay? Look at this. Byron, Halloween Returns would be cool. There's no way that's going to happen. The Marcus Dunstan script, Patrick Melton, but I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. Not a perfect script, but potential. Definite potential. This is the current timeline. Okay, guys? Okay, so we got Halloween. If we go to the top, 2018 Kills and Ends. That's one timeline. Next timeline, we got Halloween, Halloween 2, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Next timeline. Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O, Resurrection. Okay. So that's 3 timelines. The Rob Zombie movies. That's 4 timelines. And then you got the Halloween 3 standalone. I don't think there's any other franchise that has more timelines. And I think maybe this is a reason why the franchise is still so relevant. Like, think about it this way, guys. If they stayed the course in the same timeline for 11 movies straight, I almost think we would have been in direct-to-video land by number 6. Okay? So, I think the reason they go back, 1, Jamie Lee Curtis, 2, to keep the franchise fresh, you know? And I think it's a good thing because at least this is a franchise that says, hey, we'll try anything, you know? If there's dollar signs to be made, if there's enough behind it, then yeah. Actually, yeah, Panda Watch, that's a good point. Freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's really no timeline. It's completely jacked. Like, you can't even, like, at least this is decipherable, right? But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's not even decipherable. It's so all over the place. And I think that's another reason. Panda Watch brought up a good point there. That's another reason why I think Halloween is so successful, is because it is decipherable. I don't care if you have umpteen timelines. As long as people know what they're getting themselves into, as long as they set up in the story what came before, which they do a pretty good job of doing that in these movies, then people are fine with it, you know? So I almost think it's more of a good thing than a bad thing, you know? And that's why a 11th movie in a franchise can make $80 million on a weekend. That's crazy. Like, even like when Halloween 2018 came out, people were freaking like, what? Are you serious? This wasn't supposed to happen. How did this movie make that much? And it's because it has so many different things going for it, with Jamie Lee Curtis, with Universal Studios. So you got a big studio behind it. You got a great marketing production behind it. You have a budget that's $15 million. You know, for a horror movie, that's not bad. You can get a lot done with $15 million for a horror movie. You know, all those things. And then you got Michael Myers. Michael Myers never dies. It's just like freaking John Carpenter said. Evil never dies. Michael Myers never dies. You know, he will keep going as long as people go and see him. What I'd like to see is a couple things, because I'm never going to give up on my boy Myers, okay? I'm not going to fool myself on that one. But what I think would be a good idea is, after Ends, let our boy rest for a little bit, just a couple years, and maybe try that experiment again, and maybe do a TV series instead. And there was, like, years ago, they talked about a Halloween TV series, and I was completely against it. But the more I think about it now, if they did like this show, like called it Haddonfield, you know? So Michael Myers he still exists in this world. We just don't see him in this anthology. So yeah, thank you, Brandon. Anthology, that's the word I was looking for. So what if we had an anthology TV series that explored Haddonfield and all these different things? And Halloween 3 could exist in that world. So they could have like an episode that's kind of devoted to Halloween 3. But then you could have all these different writers come in with their own world of Haddonfield pitch, and just make like 10 episodes. And I think it'd be really cool. But you could do like an episode on Reverend Sayre, you know? Because everybody's always wondered, like, what was Sayre hunting? You know, you're hunting it, aren't you? Do an episode on Sayre. You know, there's a guy that Sayre is hunting. I want to see what that guy is. You know, thank Alan B. McElroy for that. That's awesome. I would love that. I would love that. Scott Shotley says Michael needs a break. Do a 3-picture deal outside of Michael and return to him. Yeah, that's kind of what I said. And you could even do like an anthology movie if you want, or just do one movie or do like a trilogy. It'd be kind of cool. You basically want an adult Goosebumps. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You know. But a more, I guess. Well, you did say adult, so yeah, that makes sense. Westbrook Daniel, what's up, brother? He says, "Hey, I saw your thumbnail. I don't want them to milk it. They decided to continue making these movies to do justice to them for John Carpenter and Deborah Hill." Well, they're going to keep making these movies, Daniel, because they make a lot of money. And I was just talking about that. Like when Halloween 2018 made $80 million, it kind of shocked everybody. Because, guys, I don't know if you know this, but the highest grossing Halloween movie opening weekend before Halloween 2018 was Rob Zombie's Halloween. And you know how much that movie made? $30 million. It made less than half. This wasn't supposed to happen. You know, it was pretty crazy. And as a matter of fact, Halloween was not the number 1 franchise money-wise. It was the number 2 franchise. Our boy Jason Voorhees held that title. If you factored the box office for all the movies, it was Friday the 13th's crown to keep. But then here comes Halloween, freaking swinging for the fences with 2018, and now everybody's talking about that. So it's a crazy world, but it's a good time for to be a horror fan right now.